Oh, my camera's at a weird angle. Sometimes, somehow, it got knocked. Hopefully my mic sounds okay. It looks like I'm peaking. Hang on a second. Let's take that down a notch. Okay. Hey, what's up, everyone? What's up, Joe? What's up, Exodus? What's up, Darn Sig? Password remembered. Yep, you got me. Password is indeed remembered. Okay, I sound okay on YouTube, so we'll let it ride. Uh-oh, what's this alert? Your microphone is unmuted but has no signal. I heard myself. It definitely has a signal. OBS is drunk. It's okay. It's been unemployed. It's done. Didn't know what to do with itself. Okay, how loud is that? All right, it seems to be okay. What's up, Mercenary? How you doing? I got a 0 sugar soda. Not sponsored, but I love this stuff. So, Zevia, if you want to sponsor me. Anyone out there. I'm going to turn it down slightly. I can't. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Hang on. I'll shout it out in just a second. Okay. Exodus, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Oh no, my hand slipped. Welcome back, Sir Willem of the Midwest. Denier of Dairy Pawn. Denier of Dairy Pawn of Sir Rockius the Fiery. Long may he reign. Yes. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate the welcome back. I'm sorry I've been gone so long, guys. It's been crazy at my work. We had a sales guy get fired, and then my dumbass said, "Oh yeah," because I want to be valuable to the company. So I said, "Oh yeah, let me cover what he was doing," and then it's been a lot of travel. But I do want to shout out Kai. I don't know if he's in the audience, but hung out with him in Vimes over the weekend. I don't know, like coming back from it, I just felt way more inspired to actually stream again. What's up, Kuro? It is the Alchemist guy. Finally, it's the Alchemist guy. San Diego Comic-Con and Off-Kai happened on the same weekend. If I had the money, I went to Comic-Con to get my cards. Cool. Oh, you missed your chance. Oh, so you went to Off-Kai instead. Yeah, I didn't realize when I picked a weekend to go hang out with Kai that I had picked Off-Kai, but then it was also really funny that there's Off-Kai and then my Kai vacation, so I didn't actually go to Off-Kai. I just saw Kai and Vimes, and we had a cool weekend together. But when I was down there visiting, we went to a game store that also had, like, I picked up Fire Emblem Warriors because I've never played that before. And Three Hopes was okay, so I was like, Warriors is probably going to be fun with all the other characters. Shaq, thank you for re-upping your apprenticeship. 17 months now, almost a year and a half. Thank you so much for the continued support. But yeah, they also had, like, you know, these nerd stores have everything now. So it's like, oh, we got Magic cards, we got One Piece cards, we got Pokemon cards, we have figures and stuff. And they had this Asuka there, and there's a bunch of other, like, Gunpla and stuff too. But I was like, all right, I'll take Asuka home. I fit her in my suitcase. That's why the box is kind of busted up, as my suitcase got a little roughed up on my way back. But it's officially licensed. And this wasn't that expensive, but I also found out when I got home and took it apart because I saw that it was busted. I wanted to make sure all the parts are okay. They're little parts. I mean, look how tiny her hands are. So I was going to start with putting her together tonight. And then I have a big 3D printed project that I'm like halfway through. All I need to do is get them off the supports and cure them, and then they're pretty much out the door. But getting them off the supports is the hard part, so. Bill, I'm losing my mind. A friend of mine asked if Dave was AI generated. No, but he's been AI generating himself in so many of his thumbnails that wouldn't be surprised. Okay, we don't need that. Alright, we have the Fantastic series. So we got swappable faces, swappable hands, and posable stand. Oh, this is how to actually put her together. In case I struggle. Well, I think I can figure it out just in case, but pretty excited. I have like 3? Yeah, I have 3 Asukas. This will be the 4th one, and then like I have all my 3D printed ones that I'm going to be putting up there. Alright guys, it's a hit. We have a hollow foil plug suit Asuka. That's a hit. We're gonna put that on the wall. Put that over there for now. But speaking of AI generation, I do like how we have the Pokemon Pack Rips intro for the Magic the Gathering cards, and now for the One Piece cards. Like, he couldn't do a generic opening. Do we need after sales service? Safety reminder? This product is for 14 years and older. Okay, I think I crossed that. Accidentally swallowing small parts may cause choking. Okay. He's building an Asuka waifu army, the most uncooperative unit in the planet. You know, I think if you had a bunch of Asuka clones in the room together, they'd all hate each other. But I've got a couple 3D printed Asukas I can't wait to do. We're gonna have to focus on getting a lot of our 3D printed projects done, so that way I can work on stuff for myself. Did I enjoy him whining how much it is to open some card packs? Bro, yeah, like, you would think he'd be excited, like, oh, Magic the Gathering gives 15 cards per booster, and Pokemon only gives 9, or I don't know how many are in a Pokemon booster. But he complains about getting too many cards in Magic instead of Pokemon. And he's like, I kind of like it better in Pokemon because you get less dupes. And I'm like, yeah, because you're getting less cards. Oh, wait, hang on. I think I need... Oh, this is all the hands. Okay, like a Lego, we're going to just tear a corner here. Yeah, let's see if we can pop this out. Yeah, the token was nice. I was glad they started adding tokens because you had so many cards that generated tokens, but no... no official representations for them. But that was a fun thing to go to conventions for, was to like go to like other artists and like buy token packs from them. It started in X edition, 10th edition. Not to be confused with 2010. Hey, what's up, Arizona Made Gamer? How are you doing? I'm watching him do hand stuff. Yep. We're carefully unboxing a little Asuka figure. Oh, there's one in the middle. Oh. Okay. The tokens were player rewards before? Oh, that seems awful. They need to do a Shinji in the cuck chair. It's a pretty nice level of detail, I think. Notice how I don't have to like slowly ascend her to the camera. I'm not doing it at an awkward angle. Okay, I'm not gonna do the eyes closed one. I do like the mood on this one. Okay, I think we'll... Oh, so I wasn't sure what the texture was going to be like because the box did say gentle, squishy, smooth finish. There is... It's the same camera. I was mocking the dude's camera. I'm petting her, but... This is an interesting finish. I like how this feels. I mean, it does have, like, just the slightest bit of give to it. A very unique texture. But yeah, Joe Blog, going back to the other thing you said, I'd watched him open those last... On Sunday, when he got all that money, I watched him open all the Final Fantasy packs. And then he was like, alright guys, I'm out of time. I'm gonna owe you the rest of the packs tomorrow. Alright, that's pretty easy. Snaps together. Seems to hold its pose pretty well without... giving away. This is really cool. The only time we saw official Angel token spawn I saw at the world level was the semifinals of the 2004 event. Man, I probably wasn't watching that. I'm here for the packs or the packs. What's up, John Doe? We haven't hit our goal. I mean, our milestone yet to open packs. This is pretty poseable. I'm a fan. So what packs do you have on hold right now? What's up, Grandfather Nurgle? I haven't been ignoring you for years. I've only been gone a week or two. Wow, that looks so thin where the wrist is. I don't have any packs on hold. I'm just making fun of Darkside Phil because he started opening TCG packs. You see the teaser that came out for Eva? No, what was that? I'm just testing all the articulation. It's got like an inner joint that moves down with her arm. That's pretty cool. Probably makes it less stiff, more realistic. Yeah, I saw you open One Piece packs today and then fake fanned all about it. Okay, I might open the manual to make sure I put the head together correctly. Put these away. Save these for, I don't know, if I ever feel like changing her out. I save all my figures packaging so that way it's easier to, when I move, it'll be easier to box everyone up and get them to my New place. I say when. I don't have a house yet or anything, but I am planning on moving. Eventually. Okay. Tell me your ways. Okay, so we don't want the neck like this. We want it like this. You have to tilt it back to connect in here. And then face and bangs. Okay. Okay, we have it tilted back. Oh, jeez. Okay. God. I felt it just like give all at once. I was like, I broke her! Okay, this is actually snaps together pretty well. Hey, we got the head and hair on. All right, let's pick a couple hands out for her. And Ready or Not and MechWarriors 5 Mercs win. Dude, so many people have been asking about Ready or Not. Tell you what, I do want to. I need to get through some 3D projects first, and then we'll get back to gaming. I miss Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy Tactics. We're gonna have a new Atelier game coming out, and even before that, I do want to play Liddy and Suelle. So I can finish the Sophie trilogy. Yeah, I'm one of them. Now, let me make sure I have the instructions for putting this part together. Okay. I am slacking. I got another painting commission. So I want to get through Ria's Grimory. That's the current one. I do want to do another giveaway because I had fun doing that last year. And then do the third one. And then maybe I can paint for myself. Each of these. I don't know what this barbell piece is for. It's P? I'm drowning in success. I wish I could say that. I'm successful! But I do like that I've been getting a lot of business. I just need to actually sit down and do the business. All my painting customers have been very patient. I did look into an airbrush, and it's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. And from everyone who I've talked to, I thought I needed like a venting hood to like draw out all the fumes and stuff, but everyone who I've asked has said, oh, if you use what am I thinking of? Acrylic paints, which I do, then I don't really have a need for a hood. They suggested, like, oh, just like paint with the, window open. I was like, okay, I can do that. All that is to say that if I had an airbrush, I'd be able to paint faster. Oh, I thought her hand was These are actually like flexible and squishy, so they're not as flimsy as they look like being fingers. She looks like she's holding a trigger in this, but I think it's for the controller, but I don't have... Okay, I think we'll do one hand open and a fist. Okay. So I'm thinking we'll pose hand on hip. Sort of. And just a fist at her side. Okay. Now we'll put all the other hands away. And put the stand together. Harbor Freight has a few that are decent. Well, Hobby Lobby used to carry Iwata airbrushes, and I think I remember seeing an Iwata at my Hobby Lobby on clearance because they discontinued carrying them. So I'm hoping that I'll go to Hobby Lobby tomorrow. It's still there on clearance. No one's bought it, and then I could just snag it for myself at a good price. And then I thought like compressors were expensive, but I guess in my history with working with compressors, I've only worked with, you know, big factory sized ones. I've never worked with like small ones for like home use. And found an adequate one for just like $90. I was like, oh, you know what? That's not too bad. So the pincer is this. I think it's it. But it doesn't open. Oh, wait. I'm so dumb. Hopefully I don't have to break them apart. Hey, what's up, Cyber? How are you doing, man? No, wait. Those look like they're supposed to go in there like that. But it's got these parts at the end, so they don't really... Well, I guess her waist isn't that big. Let me just like slide this. Got a few commissioned from artists done, so I'm feeling good. Nice. Okay, yeah, it does just pinch around her middle. Easy peasy. Okay, I think these just go male to female. Your coworker bought your cosplay prop. Nice. I'm doing good. I just got back from a 4-day vacation. Visiting Kai. Vimes was there. And I don't know. There was something nice about meeting up with a couple other streamers and just their roommates. No, Kai flew... We went to Kai's house, so Vimes and I flew in. We just hung out for 4 days. It was a lot of fun. Shotguns. Went to some game stores, some comic book stores. Just nerded out for like a whole weekend. Jill watched Rocky. Kai said he wore an apron. Did he? I don't think he did. Or if he did, we were too busy. We were too busy watching Masters of the Universe and Ghost in the Shell. Which, I gotta say, the new Ghost in the Shell is pretty cool. So I did at the con. I've met a few streamer friends. Yeah, we were talking about maybe next year going to Off Kai, because a lot of our fellow streamer friends were at Off Kai, and it just looked like fun. This was probably like the first year ever for me where I've just had FOMO watching. Hey, what's up, Luminous? Watching other people at Off Kai and being like, oh, I wish I went there and got to meet Rainy or Scab or just like so many other VTubers, big and small, that I've known about every year. I've been following them. We've done collabs together. We know of each other, and just never met in person. And it seemed like a lot of like people's rules, like, oh hey, don't take pictures of my face. Like a lot of that seemed to be like pretty well respected and stuff. So I'm going to Off Kai. What did the fox ever do to you? Oh my god, that's what we'll do, is we'll make Off Kai t-shirts. But it's not like Off Kai the con, it's Off Kai as in murdering Kai. So it could be like a little Kai hiding in the corner, and then just like people with like guns and knives and nooses chasing him down. I'm doing pretty good, Luminous. Dave, I hope you're doing well. It shows up as Luminous, so that's why I said Luminous first, but I know your name is Dave, so sorry about that. But yeah, we're doing good. I just finished putting together a little Asuka stand. Posable, interchangeable. If I can make her like stand normally. Girl, put your legs like out. There we go. About a real good Unit 2 model kit? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't bought any of the model kits for making the Avas. How goes work? Work's going okay. It's been kicking my ass. I'm hoping to, there's some openings in my company that I'm going to apply for. There you go. I think that looks a lot better. She's hovering a little. No, that one's... Oh, there we go. Voila. Alright, I'm gonna put her on the shelf, and we'll get crack-a-lacking on some support removal. Wife's doing good. Rocky's doing great. Fam's doing alright. My brother had a baby shower, which instead of just being like all girls, he wanted the whole family for. So here in a couple months, I'm going to be an uncle. Again, I guess. I don't know, like on my fiance's side, we have 2 nephews. But this is like my actual brother, you know. Not married into nephews, but like actual nephews. Not saying I have anything against the current. But that's pretty exciting. Yes, I've reached Unk status again. Official Unk status. But yeah. Yeah, so I'm applying for a new role in my company that's gonna hopefully give me a more stable schedule and more reasonable work-life balance. That way I can hopefully stream more. Plus, it'll put me close to Jill, so we don't have to live separately anymore. Yeah, and then that'll mean probably getting a house and moving in together. Put her on the shelf. We'll be right back. Okay. So I've got 2 Asukas I've printed and primed. I still need to paint. No, 2 printed, 1 primed to paint, and 1 I still need to prime. And another artist, Azarama, should be dropping when it's the end of the month. He's gonna drop another Asuka print. But Azarama is fantastic because a lot of his prints have an NSFW version. So, might do that too. How goes the house hunting? Any with no HOAs? Most of the ones we've looked at have had no HOAs or reasonable HOAs. But if I apply for this new role and if I get it, then the places we've been looking at for a house kind of, that all goes out the window. Where's our resident German? I have a figure shelf, so I put her next to another Asuka, and I almost put them in the same pose. So, yeah. That's pretty cool. I thought that was going to be more difficult to put together, but that's actually pretty easy. I was worried looking at small parts that they're going to be fragile, but they have some bend and some squish to them, so very cool. There was nothing to fetch at Offkai to justify blowing up that kind of money. Yeah, Offkai would just be, you know, the flight to Texas, the con badge, food, and hotel stay. So I'd have to, like, set aside, I don't know how much money, that'd be $2,000. Just be like, okay, boom, that's my Offkai. It would be really cool. I was talking about this with Kai and Vimes. If I got the 3D printing stuff, a little bit more stable, or if I was focusing on it a little bit more, that would be cool to bring to conventions. Because they've said that they've gone to conventions and they see people who 3D print like the fidget toys, you know, like the snakes or the dragons or all that other stuff. And they're like, yeah, it's cool, but it doesn't fit the theme of the convention. Whereas if I was at an anime or VTuber convention and I was like, hey, here's a fully printed character, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's on topic. You know, I'd have the... Speaking of VTubers, let's work on this Nimi print. I think I have Nimi and Gigi and Cecilia left to do for this order. So if I can get all 3 done today, that'd be really cool, but let's at least finish Nimi. Let's finish those. It's been a long time going. Yeah, unfortunately I haven't been able to. I haven't been focusing as much on this as I should to get it done at a reasonable time. But my customer's been reasonable. Okay, I took this one off the supports. It looks like it just needs to be cured, I think. Okay, we won't start with the hair. We'll start with the big pieces and work our way down. I like the low poly PS1 model 3D prints. I've seen some low poly prints. I don't know if I want to make those. I like the detail that these have. The character prints. Start here. And we'll be careful because some of these are kind of fragile. Man, the layer lines on this are really noticeable. Thankfully, her skirt is layered, so you won't really see this when we take her apart. I was happy with 1 day of summer here in the north, but the weather blessed us with a week. Oh, nice. I immediately ripped my glove. God. These aren't cured prints yet. I have to get them off the supports before I cure them, so that's why I have the gloves. We'll see how far we get in a couple hours. I might tune back into Tevin's stream. Don't want to finger dox yourself. It would be wild if someone could steal my fingerprints through this webcam. I mean, it is a 4K camera, but I don't think I'm streaming in 4K, so I don't know if that detail would show up. I mean, it seems a little absurd, but I mean, I don't know. I've heard people be like, oh, don't take pictures of your keys. People can break into your house that way. AI could take care of the rest. It wouldn't be exactly my fingerprints then. Oh, that was a good crack. I didn't break anything. Nope. Nice and clean. There's Remy's signature. And that's on the base, so... I think if I was going to show up to a con, though, I'd want to make some business cards for the 3D printing business. I will say, whoever did the supports on this did a great job, because they are... I mean, clearly supported the pieces well during the printing, but they come off so easily. We'll just shave a little bit off the heel here. Boom. Easy. You still have the old Twitter logo on them? People know what Twitter is. Twitter still redirects to x.com. Yeah, I did get a weird notification on my Twitter, though, that was like, hey, introducing X Money. Let us handle your bank payments and stuff. And I was like, nah, I don't think so, Elon. That sounds fishy. Yeah. I thought it was like, oh, I'm getting paid for my tweets because I do have a blue check mark, which allows you to make money. I was like, I have barely been using Twitter, so like, how am I getting paid out? And then it was just like, no, you give us money and let us be a bank for you. I was like, no. I mean, it'd be one thing if it was like, oh, hey, we're not going to be so draconian like current credit card companies or PayPal and let you, you know, give money to controversial creators or, you know, buy NSFW stuff or adult stuff or whatever. It just seems weird that credit card companies and PayPal want to tell you like what you can and can't spend your money on. People just accept it. I spoke to Mitch McConnell for 4 minutes and 20 seconds. He said you should do it. How is he doing, by the way? Not to get too political. Actually, I don't even know what you're telling me to do. Oh, you're telling me to do X money? Is that the suggestion? Just give Elon Musk my banking details. He's definitely alive and not well. I don't. Oh, hey, look at that. It's Lux. How you doing, buddy? Clean pull. Yeah, definitely pretty clean. My issue is there's some printer markings on the inside, but it's the inside of her skirt, and her skirts are layered, so hopefully, like, these lines don't show up. And there's a little bit of deforming over here, but from the supports. But yeah, clean pull. Very flimsy. How have the orders been? Kind of slow. I've had my Etsy in vacation mode just because I've been busy with work after picking up the slack after they fired a guy. Cyberwolf resubscribed for 23 months. Holy smokes. Almost 2 years. Thank you so much for the support, my dude. But I will tell you, the painting orders have been coming in. The last painting job I did, the customer was very happy, left a picture on their review on the Etsy. I'm working on Rias Gremory for Shaq. Pretty excited about that. I just need to actually like start on it. I think she's going to be a pretty... Aside from the fishnets, which I'm excited to try, I think she's going to be a pretty easy project. So like the skirt's stacked like that, so... And then I got an order to do a Hako's Bales. And I'm excited to do that one too, because she's a really cool print, and it's her Loss costume. Mercenary probably knows the specific name of the costume. It's like the military jacket one. It's really cool. And she's sitting on a big chair with her feet kicked up on a stack of dice, like giant dice. I mean, it's going to be a really cool one to paint. Oh, and then I'm going to paint and give away guts too. So we got some painting projects in the pipelines. The Class B uniform, gotcha. Wow, that was really clean too. Yeah, whoever did the supports on this for Remy did an incredible job. What resin am I using? The Elegoo ABS like 3.0. I have thought about like buying a bunch of resins because they do sales and stuff on them. I thought about buying a bunch and doing like a series of like a YouTube video like testing different resins against each other. Which on one hand I think would be great just, you know, for content. But also at the same time, too, I think it'd be great to help me dial in which resins I like and find a really good one. I've been getting ads for the... excuse me. I taste test the resins so you don't have to. Bro, what if I got like a jug of chocolate milk? Because that's what this looks like in liquid form. And I like faked... drinking them. So hopefully I wouldn't get in trouble. I'd have to put like a one of those warnings like, hey, this is a stunt, do not drink real resin. Yeah, whoever's running the targeted ads on me lately has been actually targeting me with stuff that I care about, because I've been seeing like the Sunlu fast curing resin. I don't really care how quickly it cures. I just need it to like come out perfect the first time. So I don't mind you know, I don't mind it like taking 20 hours on the printer if it comes out perfect. All right, there's Nimi's underwear for you guys and belly button. I've tried a few brands, but I've not seen the difference between them. Yeah, see, like, I used to use the water washable just because that's what came with my printer. And then I had a lot of people tell me, like, oh, the water washable's so bad, it's so bad, it's so bad. So I swapped to this one, and I was like, all I can really tell is, like, the color's different. And this breaks differently. But, like, they still break. I don't know. I'd want to do like a bunch of like calibration prints, you know, to see like how dialed in on the detail you can get. You got a beer mug with the Bloodborne Hunter mark on it? Oh, that's really cool. As long as you never do pack rips, anything is fine. Say, like, 15 years ago. Maybe it wasn't even 15 years ago. Maybe it was 10 years ago. Oh, shoot. I might have to reprint her hand. This, Why did it come out like that? Hey, what's up, Aaron? Dang, that's a shame. All right, we'll reprint Nimi's hand. Good thing we caught that. I'd hate to send my customer a deformed part. Like, I don't know, figure it out yourself. What was I gonna say? Oh, why can't I do pack rips? I used to have an MTG channel way back in the day, and I would do. I used to do pack rips over there, but I mean, I'd also do like deck building and things like that. But you would know that I was a real fan because I wouldn't use scissors to open my booster packs. It would actually be a rip because I know how to open booster packs. I'm not a fake fan. He's talking about Gundam cards. We're moving on from One Piece cards that quickly. Hey, life's been good over here, Aaron. I hope things have been good for you, man. I've just unfortunately been busy and not been able to stream as much. But other than busy with work and life, nothing to complain about. And I guess busy's good. It's better than being not busy and struggling. Why do we have... So, like, one's a full head and one's a half head, and the half head obviously is for connecting the hair. So I don't know what the full head's for, unless I mixed up... No, they connect the same. Alright. I don't know what the full head's for. Maybe for people who like to sculpt their own hair? Maybe. If they're sculpting their own hair, then... If you want to put other kinds of hair. Oh, then I guess I'll include it in the shipment to him. He might look at it and be like, what's all this for? Boy, what's all this did? Bandai has a bad record of keeping TCGs going for the ones that are under them. Oh. I used to have Dragon Ball cards, and I thought that was a fun game once I learned the rules. But yeah, you're right. They made a bunch of different TCGs, and the rules don't... They're not interchangeable with each other. I don't know. I think companies got to give up... trying to like usurp Pokemon and Magic. Like, it's not gonna happen. I don't know. I feel like the scalper situation is also probably making it insane to get into any new TCGs these days. Like, imagine you wanting to get into his TCG for your niche anime or game or whatever, and then the scalpers have bought all the products. And, you know, sitting on it for like $500 a box. See, that was one of the things I said about Darkside Phil opening packs. Is that he's paying scalpers their scalped price to buy product. So he's enabling the whole scalping situation anyway. And paying these guys. So they're getting their inflated prices. I want to buy the Nikkei TCG, but they're scalped all the time. Bro, I would buy Nikkei cards just to look at. I want my wife who's in card form. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I heard Japan's using biometrics for Pokemon cards. I don't know. We're so lame about it over here. Like, you can find like people just like brawling at like Costco's and Targets and stuff over Pokemon cards. Like grown ass adults fighting each other over a children's card game. And there's never anything on the shelf to like buy a kid like a couple of packs for their birthday or something. Can't have the good stuff like Japan. Yeah. You never see anyone under 30 in line to buy the cards? Nope. If I wanted to sell Pokemon TCGs, I better be Bob Mayer running the distribution company with the contacts. Or contracts. Yeah. Critical's videos shaming the scalpers are a true joy. I love Critical's videos. Especially his videos covering the Lego scandal, because that's just blown up so much for me. Which one is this one again? This is Nimmy Nightmare. This is an independent VTuber. But she's like a hot nurse, I think. She's a tapir too, which just makes me think of the old YouTube video about the tapir. So we have our skirts, we have chest, which has a big bow that goes on the back, a little bow in the front. And the legs connect here under the skirt. And then it's standing on one leg. Right? Do I have this right? Are her thighs like colossal compared to her legs? Did I screw up the print? Oh, no, I'm putting the wrong leg in. Okay. Alright, so this connects under the skirts, and then you have the legs like so. Okay? And then... on the base, we have the chair. If I rotate it correctly. Rotate it correctly. So boom, she kneels on the chair. And then we put the torso. Like that. I can't really tilt it too much because it's it's all loose. But yeah, that's the whole thing. And then her arms connect like so. And then her deformed hand, I'm going to reprint this hand, is out like this. And then her other hand, I think, is just at her side. So. And their head goes here. Alright, Connor. The Lego scandal made me never want to go to Utah. Dude, it's yeah, it was crazy to see like how hard the police were working with Ammon McNeff to like arrest Reckless Ben. And they're like, oh yeah, let's stack and layer these charges to maximize the prison sentence that he would get. And then the police department leaks the whole... leaks the unredacted body cam footage. Like, just creme de la creme. Yeah, I don't know if you saw what I commented in Ann's Discord about the AI or the Femboy Battle Royale, but I said it's AI slop. Utah's looking worse and worse with the time from the scandal. Yup. It's been an interesting saga. Dude, even the court case was pissing me off when Reckless Ben like had to go through and change like all his titles and everything. Not mention bricks and minifigs anymore, and then they were telling him like, oh no, we can't give him the body cam footage because he'll use it to make YouTube content. And it's like, yeah, but like as part of discovery, I have to see what I'm being accused with. You know, so if you have evidence of me committing the crime, I should see the video of me supposedly committing the crime. Like, it was just horrendous. He's gonna have a pretty good case against the police. I think so. They definitely were not acting like a neutral party. Because police are supposed to be free of judgment. They're supposed to just like, you know, keep the peace, wrap things up. If you're unruly, you know, or if you ignore trespass warnings or whatever, then okay, all right, buddy, time to go to jail. You know, time to press charges, and then you argue it to the state. But they're just like taking everything Ammon McNeff said at like face value. And it was so weird too when the one cop was like, oh, do you want me to like serve the papers to him for you? And then they were all like, yeah, that'd be great. And then he gets the papers and the guy goes, oh, well, I refused the papers. And then it was like, oh yeah, he refused service. It was like, you can't refuse service, bro. I don't think it was Ammon though. I think that was the other guy. But it's like, dude, you even had a cop like hand you court documents. Well, they're fake. I can't accept them. Oh, well, if they're fake, you can accept them and then do nothing about it. I don't know. It just shows another thing that I've heard people talk about before, and it's why lawyers are so expensive. It's just like navigating the legal system in our country is ridiculous. And it's so full of loopholes and nonsense that if you don't have a lawyer that knows how to argue the or all the little bits of detail and stuff, you know, then you can just get screwed. Like Ben was probably still is doing a lot of this stuff on his own, but like even just trying to like hand a guy papers so that he could sue him was impossible. And the judge wouldn't give him leniency to like count an email as proper service. But then when it's time to sue Ben, oh yeah, hey, you know, we got approved to just email him papers. And now he's been properly served, and now he needs to shut up about all the Lego stuff he's been doing. Like, it was a clearly uneven enforcement of the law. Yeah, it does show how corrupt the cops can get. The other thing that was really wild about it too, the Airbnb host being like, oh, hey, I was recording them and gave like the recordings to the police as evidence that Ben had the Legos or something. So that's what led to the whole like borderline swatting, you know, where they raid the house, steal their cameras and shut everything down. That raid was tipped off by wasn't tipped off by Ammon McNeff or anyone else. It was tipped off by the guy running the Airbnb. Which, yeah, that's a great way to advertise that you're recording people without their consent in your Airbnb, which is not sure if it's against the law, but it's definitely against Airbnb's terms of service. So hopefully that guy doesn't get to rent and own properties for Airbnb ever again. Because I wouldn't want to stay anywhere with that guy just secretly recording me and giving it to the police. How goes cheese hunting? Did I have any cheese recently? Can't think of a... Oh! No! We went to a Mexican restaurant when I was visiting Kai, and I had a huge bowl of queso. And I also had... this dish seems to be called different things in different Mexican restaurants, but it's basically like grilled chicken, rice, and queso. It's just a perfect blend of some of my favorite flavors and textures. So I don't know what to call it, but I had plenty of that too. But yeah, I had a lot of queso over the weekend. Oh, and Kai made a big dish of mac and cheese, and his mac and cheese was amazing. It had at least Gouda. I don't know what other cheeses were in there, but it was phenomenal. Well, this Nimi went pretty well. Cool. We'll, I just need to cure these parts. I need to reprint her hand. Set that aside as a reminder. Can I eat cheese? I thought that was a no-go for you. Oh, you haven't been around for a while then. Yeah, so I did another upper endoscopy. I got a second opinion basically from another GI. And this GI was like, "Oh, all that crap that the other GI prescribed or diagnosed you with, not prescribed. He was wrong, and here's why he's wrong, and you can try eating those foods again." So I've been introducing them into my diet to make sure they weren't like a trigger food for any of the other stuff I have going on, and I've been totally fine. So, yeah, we can eat cheese again. Aren't you glad you can have all the cheese in the world instead of fake cheese? I still like the fake feta. The fake feta cheese is actually pretty good. But that's because my wife can't. So that's the best cheese she can eat. And I ate a lot of it too, so I know it tastes good. Alright. Well, the first GI doc seems so wrong. Yeah, I don't know if he was like in a rush or just felt like diagnosing me with stuff, but like it's supposed to be a test that takes like biopsies of like your esophagus, Jesus Christ, and report back the findings. And apparently the first one was like, "Oh yeah, you're definitely positive for this autoimmune disease." I was like, "All right, that sucks." And I go and see a second GI, and he redoes the same test. He's like, "Oh yeah, you don't have any of the markers for it. I have no clue why you were diagnosed with it." I'm like, "All right." The new GI was the same one that was like, "Yeah, I don't think you have diverticulitis, but we'll need to do a colonoscopy." And I said, "Yeah, great, let's do a colonoscopy," because I've been having so many GI issues. I was like, I need testing to figure out what's wrong with my stomach and guts. And he's like, "Oh, hey, you don't have diverticulitis." So now I can eat nuts and seeds and stuff again. But then he's also like, you had a precancerous tumor that we had to cut out, though. I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, precancerous means it's not cancer. I'm like, okay, does that mean it is cancer? Like, well, it could have been cancer if we didn't get to it in time. So I was glad to have gotten an early colonoscopy because they don't do those until you're, what, 40? I could have just had this tumor just sitting in me for like 3 more years and growing. So I was actually really glad that they did it early. I was like, oh yeah, let's just do it to rule out the diverticulitis. 45? Not even 40? Man, I'm trying to... Man, okay, yeah. I'm trying to imagine, it's like, oh yeah, let's just let a tumor sit in you for 10 years. 45 if it runs in the family, 50 for normal. Oh, okay, never mind. Let a tumor sit in me for 15 years. Yeah, it could have been, I guess it could have been really bad. If you got the jab, you should get checked at 30. Dude, I am so up to date on all my vaccinations. You have no clue. I stopped taking the COVID booster, though. So, yeah, right now my only dietary restrictions is like no spice, no alcohol, and no nightshades. Nightshades has been the tricky one lately just because nightshades is like tomato and potato, which is tomatoes in like every sauce, and potato, besides being french fries and mashed potatoes, is like potato starch and stuff is in so many other goods. No red meat, if I didn't say that already. But yeah, otherwise been good. Been easy. All right, I'm gonna go grab Gigi. We've only been at it for an hour, so we'll work on another one. So let me go grab Gigi. We'll start working on her next. Yeah, no nightshades. I do owe it to my wife to figuring that one out because she's gone through her dietary stuff too, so she knew like different things to be on the lookout for. And she was like, you know, Will, you seem to get a stomach ache every time you eat potatoes. I was like, really? Potatoes? They're like, yeah, and also green pepper. And I'm like, yeah, but I love green pepper. They're like, yeah, but it doesn't love you. So I stopped eating green peppers, bell peppers, any bell pepper basically, and potatoes, and I was like, oh, like 90% of my freaking stomach pain went away. I'm down 12 pounds after giving up bottled water, going to glass or tap. There's a chemical in bottled waters that slows your metabolism. What chemical are they putting in bottled water? Jill's an amazing woman. Yeah, I'm gonna marry her someday. We're trying to get married next year, but we haven't finalized any plans yet, unfortunately. But we've also been looking at house hunting, so we'll get it figured out eventually. Air in, we'll do that last. Here's her butt. Chunk of pieces. The fragile pieces last. Focus on the big chunks first. Quite a few people now that have pretty tough dietary stuff. A buddy has alpha-gal, another buddy has bad heart problems, so has to be super strict. Yeah, I have a relative that has alpha-gal. That's the tick-borne, no red meat disease, I'm pretty sure. think there might be other stuff that goes with it too, but I think it's known for being the no red meat disease. My poor grandmother, she has heart problems too because she has too much potassium in her diet. And it's like, okay, grandma, just stop eating stuff. From the Lone Star tick? There's two different ticks. One's the Lone Star tick and the other is the deer tick. I think the deer tick gives you Lyme's and I think the Lone Star tick gives you alpha gal. But it's crazy, like, there's been the freaking tick population has been exploding in our country. And so have cases of like Lyme's disease and stuff. We need to exterminate the ticks. Yeah, I hate possums, but oh my god, would I keep a possum as a pet if it was running around the house and the garden and everything, eating all the ticks. My buddy who moved to Pennsylvania said it's so bad this year he wakes up with ticks in his bed. Oh god, I'd be pissed. Yeah, I turned 37 this year. I've gone my whole life without like seeing a tick, and then it was like 3 years ago. All of a sudden, it was like, oh, I'm finding ticks on me every time I walk Rocky. And what these little buggers do is they get up in trees and they hang out in trees and they can't see anything, or I don't think they have eyes good enough to see, but they can detect heat. And what happens is you walk underneath a tree and then they just let go and fall and try to land on you. So they can land like in your hair, down your back, on your arms, on your legs, like all over the place. They're insidious and there's bajillions of them. Speaking of bugs, what's up, Flea? How are you doing? I know you're not a bug. Moto Nezizen, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the workshop. Hopefully you're having a good day. Flea, were you at Offkai? I don't know if you were part of the Offkai crew or not. How was Kai's place? It was pretty cool. It's the second time I had visited, so we got to do more stuff that we didn't get to the first time. I wanted to go this year, but couldn't make it. Dang. Next year for sure, though. Oh, for sure. Yeah, this year is like the first time I've like felt the FOMO of not going. So, and unfortunately, we had put together our meetup weekend instead of going to Offkai. But yeah, I think next year I'd like to go to Offkai. But like, I don't want to meet like all the big VTubers. I want to go see like all my little friends, you know. Back in the day, they had tick repellent, but nowadays that stuff is banned because it kills other animals. So I heard for ticks, like peppermint oil, is a pretty good repellent. I want to see what y'all look like. Spoiler alert: I am not blonde in real life. Sorry to ruin the immersion for you guys. I forgot Kai's a vet. Yeah, he was in the Air Force. I think Vimes was a vet too. I forgot which department he served in. I feel like I'm the loser by not having been in the military. I wanted to join the National Guard out of high school, but I was a frail, weak little boy. I have bad vision, had asthma. I don't really have asthma anymore, and flat feet. So it was like, okay, you're just not not good military material. Like, oh, okay. You're Air Force too? Oh, very cool. I don't think I could have served in the military. Well, at the time in high school, I was doing like martial arts. I had been in the Boy Scouts and stuff, so like I think I could have handled like the whole division and organization and you know, it's this structure that I really need. Which is kind of why I want to change jobs within my company right now. Like I'm in sales right now, and sales is very self-motivated and driven, which is okay. But I've also noticed sometimes like I'm pretty bad about keeping myself motivated all the time. So I would like to move to the office where, like, you know what, Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, I know what I'm doing and I don't have to sweat about making my own schedule or anything. Like, if I had been in the military, I might have developed some of that self-discipline. And I wouldn't be canceling streams to BS. I don't know. I could actually, like, finish projects I start, maybe? I don't know. I was a jet fighter mechanic? Okay, that's pretty cool stuff. Speaking of planes, I got to see a customer today that makes the brake pads that goes on the 737s and other planes. And I say other planes because I can't tell you which other planes that they make the brake pads for by NDA. But it was... I will say, for the stuff that I do for sales, I do like seeing the behind the scenes on how stuff is made. It's like, I just flew recently, so I'd never thought about which company is making, like, the wheels and the turbines and the brake pads that go in the wheels and stuff. So that was all really cool today. For the Air Force vets, thought in the joke of being called the Chair Force. You have to ask Flea and Kai. I had a high school English teacher that I thought was really cool, and he was in the National Guard, but he had I think he had just gotten back from doing some stuff in Iraq, and it was a lot. I think it was Iraq or Afghanistan. Where were we fighting in like the early 2000s? Anyway, long story short, was he had been training the local forces there, which I thought was really cool. But he had been training them, I think, on logistics and artillery. And there's just something really cool to me about, like, the big guns, like howitzers and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I'd love to work on one of those. Or operate one of those. Like... move it, aim it, dial in all the math, like the trajectories and everything. And yeah, someone further away from where I'm at is gonna get a very bad day. I don't know, what caliber do they put in howitzers? Are those 130 millimeters, or are they bigger than that? .105, 155, and 203. Okay, 130 wasn't the right machine. 203 is 8 inches. Like, that's a big fucking shell. That is gonna fuck something up. I come back and see Iraq, what happened. I was just talking about what war we were at when I was in high school. M77, 777 towed howitzers, 150 millimeter. That's 6 inches. That's 6 inches is a good size, let me tell you. I had a pretty good buddy who really felt like he was taken advantage of by the Navy. I think his recruiter screwed him over too. I've heard stories like that happening. My recruiter didn't fight really hard to keep me though, like to get me, because everyone who's told me now in my 30s is like, oh, Bill, you could have gotten a military exemption or a medical exemption or something if you really wanted to sign up. I was like, no one told me that. I might have pursued joining the military a little bit harder. But when they're like, oh, you don't breathe good, you don't see good, you don't walk good, all right, you can't join. Like, all right, fine. I didn't want to join that badly. I heard the Army raised the enlistment age to 42. They did. Oh, but I also heard that the Army wanted to reduce they wanted to reduce the required PT run from 2 miles to 1 mile, but the Air Force had raised their requirements to 2 miles for the PT test or whatever it is, the physical aptitude or whatever it is. And so the Army couldn't reduce it because they can't go below Air Force standards. That's what Kai was telling me, at least. I thought that was really funny. That the Army was getting cucked by the Air Force. It's like, oh, we want to reduce standards so more people can join. And the Air Force is like, oh, we just raised our standards to your current standards. Don't you have a bachelor's degree? You're automatically ranked at like an officer? I don't know about that. The Army's willing to have almost anyone join at this point. I've heard that there's been a shortage of enlistment. I don't know. I heard a politician a long time ago, say that we should be paying our military more. And I was like, yeah, I kind of agree. And then, like, now that you have low numbers of enlistment, it's like, yeah, you probably should pay them more. You'd get more people to sign up. Only one with no shortages is the Marines? Really? The Marines are really funny just because of a Family Guy joke. I want to say it was Lois shitting on the Navy. But, like, Meg's got a crush on a boy at school or a boy in the Navy or something. I can't remember how it goes. But she's telling Lois, her mom, about it, and Lois just starts with, Meg, the Navy's weak, now the Marines. Those are the guys you want to fuck. It's just always... That's one of those iconic Family Guy moments that's always stood out to me. I thought a lot of the military was paid pretty decent. I mean, it's okay, but I think it needs to be... I think it could be paid more. I mean, we have a group of people that we're paying to go overseas and fight wars and stuff and risk their life and crap like that. Getting PTSD and other permanent disabilities and stuff. I don't know. I feel like with all the money we put on the military budget, is a lot of it could be going to paying those poor guys and gals. If you do one enlistment term in the military, then transfer to civilian DoD job, you can make some big bucks. I do have a relative that works for Raytheon, and I think he makes pretty good money. But he was Air Force previously. I don't know how long he was in the Air Force. If I had to get picked by the military, Air Force or Marines is the one I would join. Screw the Army. You wouldn't pick a National Guard? I thought the National Guard was pretty cool on principle, and I wanted to join them. They're a branch of the military, right? I'm not talking out of my ass when I keep saying I would have joined the National Guard when people bring up military service. Space Force is the easiest one, but that's the one everyone wants to join. Does it pay well? Why don't you join Space Force? Army, Navy, Air Force, U.S., Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and Space Force. Oh, I guess National Guard isn't. Not according to Mercenaries list. National Guards are normally controlled by their home states. True. National Guard is under the Army. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Most Space Force make 80K on the base here? Wow. Yeah, that's decent money. What did the Space Force even do right now? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, are they doing like NASA level stuff where they're building? Yeah, like what Exodus is asking, are they helping assist NASA in like space stuff? In the military, do they get taxed for their pay? Oh, that'd be a little screwed up if you get taxed on your, excuse me, military earnings. Because it comes from tax money. They do get taxed for their pay? Oh, here's your pay that comes from taxes and we're going to tax it. And I hate taxes. Space Force is all about spy satellites. Are we having satellite on satellite warfare, but we have satellites that are designed to like crash into and blow up other satellites? Yes? Oh my god, hang on. Wait, I should join Space Force. I would love to make like some freaking attack satellites to take out other countries' spy satellites. That would be so cool. Hey, what's up, Leo Kira? Big ups to Asuka. Yeah, I did Asuka. Yeah, I finished her an hour ago. She's on the shelf now. Now we're working on GG. And then after GG, I have Cecilia. And then after Cecilia, I'll be mostly done with this project. I have to cure all the parts, reprint at least one part so far, and then box it up, and we're done. Which will be this will be a big order. This is like a $500 order, and this poor guy's been waiting for like months for me to finish it. But yeah, I can't wait to get this done, have another happy customer, and then oh, ew. This needs to be cleaned. That sounds expensive. It's 7 models. And each model is like 2 to 4 runs through my 3D printer. So we're talking, that could be as up to 28 runs through the printer, and a run through the printer could be anywhere from like 6 hours to 18 hours. So if you average it to 12, I mean, 28 12-hour runs is, you know, still just 2 weeks of nothing but running the printer. So, yeah, it's been, I mean, with all my travel and stuff, I just haven't been able to just like knock this out. but yeah, and sadly too, with like running my printer to make this order, I haven't been able to open the store to take other orders. So that's the other reason why I want to knock this out, so I can open the Etsy shop up, give other people a chance to buy product for me. And then the other thing that I've been falling behind on is printing new models, but I've got my printers up and running. Both of them are actually running right now. I'm working. Bulkamancer came out with a Melania from Elden Ring, and this is going to be the biggest model I've ever printed yet on my printers. It's 6 runs through my printer, and each run is 20 hours. I mean, they fill out the maximum height on my printer. Each one of these do, because they're so huge. Like, her base is going to be colossal, and she stands like 14 inches tall, like huge. I'm so excited for this one because Bulkamancer's prints are like top of the line, but they're also, I don't sell a lot of them because they're a very popular artist, so everyone's like subscribed to their Patreon or just buys their prints anyways to print for themselves. But yeah, this Melania one is going to be really cool, and I might already have a customer for it too, and I'm only halfway through printing it. But yeah, my goal is to show that one off next. It'd be sick if it'd be like DARPA projects like Vanquish within space-time altering suits. That'd be a reason to join the Space Force. Who's the artist? Bulkamancer is the one I'm talking about. Bulkamancer. You'll see all their 3D printed stuff. I mean, they've got Fern, Freerin, some of the other ones that I want to do. They have Dimitri from Fire Emblem, which of course I gotta do Dimitri. Lynn, Byleth, Rhea. Tons of Fire Emblem characters too. I mean, they do. I have Tifa, Samus. I mean, they're a big studio. I mean, they drop like 8 models a month. They have Rey. They have Asuka. The Guts that I have is one that they did. They have Casca, Griffith. There's just so many stuff comes from the studio. So, but like they did Melania, and I was like, yes, this is gonna be really cool. Do I ever do Wargame or D&D minis? No. I could, but I don't know. I've been finding more success lately. Actually, almost all my success has just been printing VTubers, really. There's one artist I follow that all she does is, I say she, it could be a guy, I guess, but I'll gender neutral it. All they do is make like HoloLive prints and stuff. They did the GG, they did the Nimi I did previously, and like most of my sales have just been their prints. Do they have a legally distinct Warhammer stuff? So Bulkamancer got in trouble because they did make a Titus print, and then they got C&D'd from Games Workshop, so they took it down, and I was really sad because I didn't get to buy it before it got C&D'd. But I was in the Discord. I was like, oh man, these companies like doing DMCAs and C&Ds and stuff kind of sucks. And someone was like, oh, do you want the Titus model? I just like sent it to me, and they're like, yeah, I can see that you're subscribed to them on Patreon, and you're at the merchant tier. So I know you're supporting Bulkamancer, so here you go. I was like, oh, okay. So now I could print the Titus. I gotta find a Frankie model that I'm sure doesn't exist. There's a cool website that actually like searches a bunch of 3D model websites, so I can try looking for a Frankie. I've been surprised with what's out there. My only problem has been like, oh, hey, could you do Zoro from One Piece? And it's like, no, because a lot of these artists are only doing girls. So if you want a male character, good luck. So that's why when I saw Bulkamancer did a Dimitri, I was like, yes, my husband. He is available for printing. And Azarama is another artist I follow. They have Ash and Felix from Fire Emblem. So I was like, I could almost print all of the Blue Lions. Anybody got a fry I can borrow? Reggie, how are you gonna borrow a fry? Are you gonna give it back? Actually, we were talking about dietary stuff earlier. I can't eat potatoes, so Reggie, you can have all my French fries. You can get the cute guys like Astolfo. I do know I have an Astolfo. You can't eat potato. I'm just reading it in PPP's voice. He's sad. He can't eat potatoes. He's potatoless. I could do sweet potatoes. They're botanically different enough from regular potatoes that I can't eat sweet potatoes. He can't eat nightshades. He pooped his diaper. Astolfo's not the best thief unit in Fire Emblem 6. Wrong Astolfo, sir. I think we were talking about. Wait, what the hell is Astolfo from? Fate Grand Order? It is a Fate series, isn't it? Yeah, I just know that a femboy exists, but I have no clue what the source material is. The one with Mordred. Oh, if it's with Mordred, then yeah, it's Fate. I'm now microwaving dinner? Hell yeah. It's better than door dashing it. My wife and I don't order DoorDash that often, but the other day on our day off, we ordered DoorDash for breakfast, dinner, and we wanted a snack too, so we ordered ice cream. And all of our DoorDash orders were wrong for the day. What is going on with service? Why do they keep messing up my orders? Well, I'm doing like a PWR voice, not really a DSP voice there. Hang on, what's a PWR like catchphrase? Can I get into the... Innovation sweet and sour white rice. It's intended for 3 people, but that's the smallest it comes in. Dang. Oh, Reggie, did you hear the other one where he said he physically drove to a place? Like, he said the words, instead of just saying, I drove to the place to pick up my order, he said, I physically drove. Like, as opposed to, like, a video game where you would drive. DoorDash versus Uber Eats versus Grubhub. I mean, I'm a DoorDash diehard. I've tried Grubhub and Uber Eats. Uber Eats is okay, but I mean, I think DoorDash is prime. No, I do find it's kind of weird that, like, restaurants close to me aren't on DoorDash, so it always orders ones from, like, you know, 15 minutes away, whereas, like, if I was gonna... And I know this sounds incredibly lazy. I was like, oh, why does it pick the Taco Bell town order over instead of the Taco Bell in town? And then I've started going like, wow, it just wants me to like pay more to the driver for going farther. So I've really been dialing back the DoorDash when I was like, this is such a weird scam. It's like, why not just like, did I print multiples? I printed 3 arms. Whoops. How did I screw that up? Oh well. Anybody that calls themselves a normal human as often as he does can't be a human. 3-armed variant. What would Gigi do with a third arm? I think that'd be a little chaotic. Only a little chaotic, not a lot of chaos. Remember when we went to war over a 2% tax? Yeah. Three arms is better than a third leg for Gigi. Oh my god. Okay, we gotta be careful not to break this flimsy frickin' zipper. Yeah, it's a rare variant. It's like a reverse hollow foil, but it's just GG with 3 arms. Yeah, for also someone who calls himself a normal human for so much, saying the phrase normal human, he likes to criticize other people for not doing normal human behaviors, I guess. Basically his haters. I thought I broke it. It's so flimsy. There's too many supports, though. Okay, I think I got it. Oh, thank God. All right. It's totally normal to not ask your wife to pick up things on the way home from work. Yeah, she's on her way home from work. Why am I gonna bother her to pick up food for me? Also freaking out about a pallet being left with the delivery. That was really normal behavior. Definitely not 220 behavior. I called the shipping company, and they said that I own the pallet. Why would I own a pallet? What am I going to use a pallet for? I wanted them to come and pick it up. Why would my wife want to help me? See, it's funny you say, like, we're hitting this segment. Because my wife, I took a moment to check my phone because my wife was texting me. She was like, oh, hey, they have a new flavor of the protein bar that you like. Would you like me to get it for you? I was like, yes, please. I'd love to try that out. It's a key lime pie flavor to my protein bar. My girl lives 15 minutes from me, and we pick up stuff from each other all the time. Yeah, it's so easy to be like, hey, I know you're out. If you haven't left the store yet, could you could you grab this for me? Also, she's just really nice and sometimes just grab me stuff without me asking. She's like, oh, I didn't know what you wanted for dinner, so I grabbed you a sushi from Whole Foods. And I'll be like, oh, hell yeah. I like Whole Foods sushi. Oh, we still gotta do the hair. The hair is gonna suck. No, I'm trying to think of some of the other like alien things he said lately. I don't know. He's just been incorporating a lot of trading card slop commentary into his slop. Or he's like, we got a hit. It's a bad hit. I'm like, how can it be a hit and bad in booster pack opening? Forgot the one we talk about is the one who forgot to turn off the camera for his special time. Yep, and then blamed his ex-fiance for that. Now, she had checked out of the relationship, and I was so depressed. Or something, that's how it went, when he was, like, blaming her for it. I still don't get why he didn't go to his bedroom for it. Dude, it's... I don't know. I had to learn my own lesson the same way, too, but, yeah... I would say it's pretty important for streamers to have a personal computer for personal things and a streaming computer for streaming things, and not let the two cross over. Because the Quartering got in trouble recently. I say recently, I think it was a couple weeks ago. But he flashed his coffee shop stuff. Like customers, like information on screen. And then, like, the address of, like, the shipping labels and stuff for, like, the repack center. You know, totally poking a huge hole in the whole... I don't drop ship the coffee, and then it's, like, drop ship labels. It was Amazon FBA labels. I thought they were customer orders and they were coming from... I can't remember the name of the company, but it was from like a white label company for coffee. The idea of having a performative relationship but you don't do any damn performing. Dude, that's so funny. She's completely fallen off from his content too. Like, we had her for Dondoko Island, which she, like, left in the middle of the stream of and never came back. But, like, we don't even get the creep shots from, like, the behind the head cat playing, you know, Skyrim for the 11th time. Oh wait, I forgot. We did get the Wings phone call. You're being insanely loud right now. Oh yeah? Sorry, baby. Forgot about that. Can't believe he was in the bed next to her like that. That's what he told Wings, and then the next day on his stream when people were making fun of him for it, he goes, "Oh no, I actually got up and went into my office." Like, did you? Because you told Wings something different, so why would you lie then? Which just means he was lying on the stream afterwards. Yeah, did my camera get... Excited for any new games? Basically, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. We're seeing some more stuff on the new Atelier game, which looks like it's going to be a sequel to Atelier Yumiya. They're even talking about putting a function in the game where if the main girl eats a lot of like snacks and candy, she gets a little chubby tummy for some time, which I think is kind of funny. So yeah, new Atelier game and new Fire Emblem game. Yumiya, the gun one? Yep. She had the rifle staff and the rocket high heels. It seemed like her thighs got thicker too. There's people joking that they went with because they had gone with a more womanly shape for, or motherly shape, I should say, for Ryza. That people are saying like, oh no, we must be hitting another recession if we're gonna get another another slightly chubby Atelier character. The new Gundam looks amazing. Wait, there's a new Gundam? Wait, game or TV show? Because if we want to talk about anime, the new Ghost in the Shell, I finally watched it when I was with Kai and Vimes, but I really like the new Ghost in the Shell. I think they're doing a great job with that. It's a TV show with a game tie-in. Oh shoot, see, like, Jill was just asking me if there was a new Gundam one, and the most recent Gundam thing I can remember was the Evangelion Gundam, the GQUUUUX or whatever it was called. I didn't know there was something even newer coming out. Yeah, I need to watch it still too. I was telling her about it and she was like, well, you can't complain about them looking like Evas if they get the Evangelion guy to do it. And I was like, okay, fine, fair point. And I was like, I also hate the name. And she's like, yeah, anime can have weird names sometimes. I'm like, yeah, I know. Why do they do that? Funny watching all the tourists complain about the new Ghost in the Shell. Wait, why were they, what were the complaints about the new Ghost in the Shell? Was that it looks too much like a 90s anime? I don't know. I was impressed that they kept in the lesbian scene in the TV show too. Honestly, we need more distinct art styles for sure. Wait, what? Ghost in the Shell episode 2. The Major's supposed to be on vacation. She has she has a polycule, I guess. I guess Japan likes their lesbian harems because in October we're gonna get Chainsaw Man, we're gonna get the Assassin arc, we're gonna get Quan Chi, and we're gonna get her harem of demon or devil women. And maybe they will animate that one manga panel and we're gonna get a big ol' like 5-person lesbian harem scene. Have I caught up with Tanya season 2? I don't know what Tanya is. Is that the little Nazi anime? I haven't watched an episode of that, if that's what Tanya is. The Major was gay? No, the Major is canonically bisexual. But the creator, Masamune Shiro, who is a huge pervert, he said he didn't want to draw naked men, so all of the sex scenes in Ghost of the Shell are between the Major and women, but has said that she is canonically bisexual. But speaking of tourists, it was really funny for people to be like, "Oh, people said that this was in the manga," and then like the next tweet from them is like, "This isn't a manga. This is just straight up hentai." And I was like, "Yeah, this dude's a legend." I mean, you want to talk about distinct styles? This guy had a style, and it was, oh yeah, he started as a hentai artist. A lot of anime, believe it or not, they start off as a hentai, and then they make it into mainstream stuff. Don't Bully Me Nagatoro, definitely a huge H artist. Do not look up that artist's previous work because they are twisted. And Helsing was also an H artist creation. And I think I'm trying to remember if there was another one that I know of. Those are the two I know for sure. And then, of course, Masamune Shiro with Ghost in the Shell. But yeah, not an uncommon thing to happen. Nagatoro too. Oh, definitely Nagatoro. Oh, there's an hentai artist I do know that does VTuber models, so it's really funny when I see like one of their tells is they do colored eyelashes instead of just making eyelashes like black. And so like when I see a VTuber with like colored eyelashes, like I know what you, it's that clip from The Walking Dead. It's like, I know what you are. Because I know who their creator most likely was. It all boils down to the dread that women at extreme detail. Yes, they are past H artists. No, they are not. And I think about it, Nagatoro has ecchi parts to it. It definitely has ecchi parts to it, but I'm telling you, that artist's previous works, it's like shock factor. The stuff that's included in those old works. It's like, I don't know how it could be considered. Hey, what's up, Christian? How are you doing? Yeah, it's really twisted stuff. So it's also really weird when they come out with something like borderline normal with, you know, Nagatoro. Like, oh, it's a wholesome rom-com. I wonder what other stuff this guy has made. And then it's like the Mr. Incredible, like, black and white face. Like, what did I just look up? Or it's more like the meme with Peter running from the airplane going like, well, for whatever you do, don't look up. I'm making you curious. Dude, it's like... I don't even know if what I could even say on YouTube about what it is. There's a lot of naughty words that I can't say on YouTube that happens in it. Yeah, it's definitely not for the faint of heart. That's a good way to put it. Like, when I say twisted, and I'm not like, oh, it's got, like, weird kinks or something. I mean, it's like, borderline... Some of it's, like, borderline body horror, I guess is a way to put it, too. I mean, like, it's fucked up stuff that this guy did previously, so that's why it's just so weird for him to have made, a wholesome rom-com. Considering everything else this guy has done. Back hurts. I think I hurt my back sitting up on the plane. Those seats are not comfortable, man. Alright. I think that's a good stopping point. I'll work on Cecilia another night, I think. The scientist from the scientist team wants to look it up now. Stopping point, boo. Yeah. I'll stream again tomorrow night after the gym. We'll get Cecilia done, and then by then I'll have most of this cured. And then we can do a little bit of sanding tomorrow to clean up everything, but I don't know. I'm trying to get back into streaming more. I don't know. It was just nice. Something about the vacation with Kai and Vimes, just like talking to a couple other creators and you know, talking about struggles and stream ideas and content and things like that. Just, I don't know, kind of put me back in the mood of making stuff. Didn't High School of the Dead do hentai, or am I misremembering? Bro, High School of the Dead was already pretty much like a hentai. No, you won't. I'll try to. I'm planning on it. I'll schedule the stream after this one. That'll make me more likely to do it. But yeah, we should be able to do Cecilia tomorrow. Unfortunately, it'll be later in the night because it'll be after the gym. And my gym's, you know, I start at 7, I finish at 8. I'll be back, probably wind down from the gym, and yeah, we'll probably go from like 9 to 11 tomorrow night is the plan. But yeah, this gives me time to finish up here. Yeah, curing the stuff, there isn't really anything I can show you guys with curing it, so I'll spend the rest of tonight doing that. 400 grit, I think. What grits do I use? I have the sanding needles, which are 120, 240, and 320. And do I have the sanding strips? And these are 240 and 320. I think I do have 400 grit sandpaper. But I use 200 for taking down the supports and stuff. But I actually can't touch any of this without gloves because it's uncured. It's still poisonous. So. Oh, and I do need to reprint that one part. Anyway, I'll stream tomorrow. It's just before we won't see for another month. No, I'm motivated. I came back from vacation motivated for streaming more. Yeah, we'll yeah, even if it's just like little 3D printed streams. I need to finish this order. I need to get back to painting. So I think that's what we're gonna do. But I mean, hey, this was a great catch-up stream. We had a lot of chatting, a lot of fun topics, a lot of some goofy stuff. We let loose. But let's see. Oh my gosh, I get raided just as I'm about to head off. Zipso, thank you so much for the raid. Man. Oh no, I feel so bad. I get raided just as I was winding down. Okay, I'll stick around for a bit longer. Hey, what's up, guys? Howdy, Zip, and Wiscona, and Ampothos guy, and Allotted, and Ztama. Thank you so much for the raid, guys. What were you streaming tonight? Was I following you? No. Oh, wait. Yes. Because if I hit this means I unfollow. Yeah, okay. I was trying a game called Offbeat. What is Offbeat? Let's look that up. Offbeat. Oh, I haven't seen this. Okay, this isn't what I thought it was. Alright, Steam, tell me all about it. Music Tycoon game. Music Tycoon. Okay, 2 genres I've not played together before. Collect and upgrade increasingly strange musical objects, complete jobs for cash, and record real, actual music. Oh, wait, it does. It has like a Fruity Loops kind of interface for making music. Okay. Oh, this came out like a week ago. early access. $10. Yeah, this looks pretty neat. Wiscona, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the workshop. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid. I'll stick around a little bit more, but yeah, hey, if we haven't met before, my name's William the Alchemist. Tonight was a workshop stream for me, so behold, in front of you is a 3D printed GG Murin that has been taken off the supports, but still needs to go through the curing station and sanded. I've been doing a lot more of this kind of 3D printed stuff lately, so when I'm not working on models for an order, I also I paint some of the 3D printed stuff. So I'm working on a Rias Gremory. Show off the Asuka model. Oh, I could show you guys what I worked on earlier. Yeah. I dropped my headset on my keyboard. Did I hit end stream? Nope. Okay. Okay, and while I was on vacation over the weekend, I picked up an Asuka. Ta-da! And put her together, and she's like super posable and stuff. Fist pump. I have no idea the words you're saying, but it sounds magical. Actually, now I can feel the squishy. I did not print this one. This was a Blokey's. I think that's what it's called. I have a 3D printed Asuka. Do you think 3D printing or resin printing is better? And debating on getting either from minifigs. Okay, so when I say 3D printing, this is all resin printed. I have 2 resin printers. I have an Elegoo Saturn 3 Ultra and an Elegoo Saturn 4 Ultra 16K. You the difference between, I mean, I've not really used an extrusion printer for models or figures, so I don't know which one is better. I went with resin printing because resin printing really only is good at making nice and polished parts like this. Extrusion printing's cool for making like a replacement part for like, you know, a Nerf gun or something. Like you can make like the plastic that comes off of that is more practical for like functionality parts, if that makes sense. But this is just pure resin, so it just makes, I shouldn't be touching that, it's still uncured. Yeah, as far as I know, resin printing is really only used for making pretty parts. There are some exceptions for like dental use and stuff, but it's a completely different process and a completely different type of resin. But yeah, resin printing is really great for the high level of detail that you get. I don't have anything I can show off, but yeah, that's why I print anime figures in it. You can still, there are people, I don't know if Lux is still in the chat, but you can definitely print Warhammer figures with resin. Works for that too, but I like making my anime girls, so therefore I do resin printing. So yeah, I do need to make, unfortunately right now I've been stuck with a lot of ideas and I haven't executed on any of them, but I do want to do a video on resin printing, maybe about like the tools that I use for either cleaning stuff off the supports, like, or even like preparing and painting models too, because after I run this through a curing station, you have to sand down the support markings to make it very smooth. Definitely should make a video on that. I have thought about also making a video on the Elegoo Saturn 3 Ultra, because if you're looking for resin printing, you want something, and I'm not brand ambassador. I can speak English for the brand, but I like my Elegoo. And let me look. Okay, it's $300 full price, but they go on sale so often. Like, they just had a summer sale. You could probably get it closer to $200. Now, that's just for the printer. You still have to get the curing station. You have to get a filter. You have to buy the resins. But I mean, I've had it for over a year, almost 2 years, and the thing is a powerhouse. Yeah, 30 more minutes. You guys got it. Since we're talking about music games, there's a fighting game that makes you attack better on the attacks on B. Oh, I've Dead as Disco. Okay, I've heard about that. I wonder how metal 3D printing works. Probably similar to like extrusion printing, where it's really hot and then you pour it through the nozzle and then it cools. How's the 3DS holding up? I need to play the 3DS more. I've I've really been needing to get back to Fire Emblem Fates, so I unfortunately haven't played it much. I got to Mission 5, I got frustrated, I put it down, and unfortunately my brain has moved to other games and I haven't gotten back to... Yeah, I need to get past Chapter 5. Mercenary knows. I want to design and print spider tank miniatures for a game idea I had written up. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the next step for me would be learning Blender and ZBrush and Maya. Maybe not Maya, I think Maya's animation, but the 3D designing stuff so I can make my own models, because right now is I just follow a bunch of artists on Patreon. I give them money every month and I get like 20 models a month to print, and I can only print so many. So I have a lot of backlog that we can make. But yeah, if you want to make cool miniatures, if you were just making static miniatures, resin printing would go just fine. You can model in Maya. Okay. If you wanted your spider tank miniatures to like have articulated legs, then I would push you probably towards FDM printing. It's cool. I just want to see how it was doing. Yeah, it's been holding up so far, which is cool. It was nice because I was at the game store with Kai, and I was like, oh wait, I can actually look at 3DS games. I didn't buy any of them, but I was like, they had a loose copy of Pokemon X and Y, and I was like, I never played these. Maybe I should pick them up. But I ended up picking up the Asuka from the game store, and I picked up Fire Emblem Warriors for the Switch. I say for the Switch, like Nintendo publishes their games on anything else. Oh, but Ampethos, if you do need someone to like test print before you get a 3D printer, I'd be happy to test print your models if you make them and send them to me. I've done that before. That's so sweet. I mean, it's a little bit of resin, a little bit of time, not a big deal. Oh, I can't model. Okay, never mind. You're talking about designing and printing, so I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure where you were at the process for making your spider tank minis. Pokemon coming at you, a PlayStation, Xbox near you. I mean, just play Power World at this point. I know you aren't particularly a fan of Kingdom Hearts, but Dream Drop Distance doesn't have gummy ship segments and the gameplay is amazing. Nice. Took me 45 minutes to learn how to make a 3-centimeter hexagon. I mean, that's how you got to start. I mean, gonna lurk while I take care of the doggo. Take care. Hey, no problem. We're gonna be rating someone else here in a second, since you rated into me as I was ending. So we'll chill for a little bit before we probably go bug Za and Ann. But yeah, have a good night. Take care of the doggo. Give it a special pat for me, just for me. Yep, have a great night. How's Rocky, by the way? He's great. He gave him a treat before the stream. He ate almost all of it. Now I don't know where he's hiding out. Because the idea was everything is printable, cards, terrain, minis, etc. Yeah, I think more tabletop games should be moving towards that. I think War Machine, in its most recent iteration, was just basically like, okay, here's the STL files. Like, we know you have 3D printers. We know people are just going to like steal the figures, like scan them or whatever they do, or copy them. Instead, there's like, okay, print the models yourself. Here they are. Buy the STL files from us. You know, I was like, oh man, I think more tabletop games need to be doing that. But then I also think War Machine went back on that agreement with the player base too, and was like, actually, we want you buying models from us. I think the best way to do it would be not a 6-7, but a half and half where, okay, like the. I just knock over. Oh, that was my phone. Okay, the main models, like your grunt troops, okay, you can print as many of those as you need, but then maybe like premium characters, we'll sell those, and maybe we'll sell them in like that special pewter, silver, or whatever. What do they make the metal models out of these days for like Warhammer and War Machine? But yeah, that's how I would do it. It's like, okay, here's the terrain, here's, the bulk army, or the basic figures. No idea. Nope, I'm just thinking out loud. Because then you don't have to own any of the printing and distribution and stuff like that. You just fully design everything. You can make a whole tabletop war game. Sweet and sour was no good. Bad smell, bad taste, into the garbage it goes. So it wasn't tangy or robust. The game is all mobile armor though. Oh, that's cool though. See, that's what I liked about War Machine, or what I hoped to like about War Machine. It was like, oh yeah, it's less figures, smaller scale, and it has an emphasis on steam-powered mechas. I was like, oh man, that sounds awesome. And then you get into the game and it's like, oh, well, it's all about putting as many models onto the board for the least amount of points as possible. I was like, oh, so it's just model spam the game. I mean, there are some strategies that could work, like being vehicle focused, but they weren't very good, unfortunately. That was my problem with Warhammer too. Is like I wanted to play Space Marines because I wanted like a small group of like elite fighters. I think if I got into Warhammer again today, I'd probably play Custodes, because I'd be like, okay, I want to play 4 models and have that be my whole army, because that just sounds awesome. Instead of trying to travel with box after box after box of figures. Mine is kind of like chess, sorta. I like chess. You got me interested there. I'd play a chess armor tank game or mecha game. Tabletop or video game. Actually, speaking of Warhammer, I just picked up Chaos Gate. I didn't realize they made like basically Warhammer 40k XCOM. This game is equally parts hard and frustrating, as well as being intriguing and fun. Don't understand how the damage is calculated, because sometimes they're like, oh, my Space Marine can tank like 6 shots, and then if he gets shot twice, sometimes he dies. So need to figure that out still. But very fun game. Still working my way through it though. Has a lot of like old game kind of jank to it. But I might stream it, I might not, don't know. But we stayed a little extra to catch the Zipso raid. Don't play Warhammer, but the lore interests me. I mean, my fiance doesn't play Warhammer and she's interested in the lore. And trying to get her to read the books, I think would be cool. All right, let's that was a good stream back. I'll try to. I'm not gonna say try. We will be back tomorrow. We'll do Cecilia on the stream. Do some sanding of the cured models. And get closer to finishing this order. I don't know, I feel like raiding Mori is a little pretentious. me. Like, oh yeah, I can raid into Mori. Maybe I won't do that. Well, you know, we'll raid Faloo. We like Faloo. It's been a while since I've talked to Faloo. She's playing RimWorld, one of my favorite games anyway. I got 5 factions. That's a good number. Yeah, Rocky is a puppy. I need to go check on him anyway. Stay dangerous and stay gentle. Are you posting all the foods I can't eat? Is that alcohol, peppers, burritos, and tacos? Alright, we'll say hi to Faloo on YouTube and on Twitch. Who do we got? Anne's playing Resident Evil 4. Let's go say hi to Anne. Oops. /raid ang. Alright, we'll be back tomorrow. More 3D printing stuff. And yeah, it'll probably be another like quick 2-hour stream. But go say hi to Anne on Twitch, say hi to Faloo on YouTube, and look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for hanging out with me. And appreciate the warm welcomes. And yeah, have a good rest of your day or night. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye for now.